Hey everybody, welcome back. This is fluxJeLLy, and I'm going to be bringing you guys another Starcraft 2 commentary. This is going to be a ZvT on Metalopolis that I played last night on the ladder. It's going to be between me as the red Zerg at the bottom position and Darkluo. I don't know, I'm just going to call him Dark, it's easier. Dark as the blue Terran spawning at the left position on Metalopolis. Closer spawns like this are usually better for Zerg. This is going to be actually a pretty good match for me because, yeah, these close by air, I mean, it means I can expand away from my opponent so that he has to go all the way around this side of the map just to get down to my fourth base here. So, yeah, this does kind of favor Zerg. I'm really glad they put Metalopolis back in the ladder pool because it's just such a good map. Been here from the start, you know, and it's really balanced, I think, anyways. So, yeah, we're going to have Dark throwing down a supply depot at the top, so probably nothing out of the ordinary. Probably going to do a standard opening, and I should be getting my Overlord in here pretty soon. He is sending the SCV over. Is he going to catch that? I don't know if he actually caught that SCV or not. Don't think he actually did catch that with the SCV, so I'm going to get to see where he is right away. As for myself, I usually do go 15 hatch against Terran because I do think it's really safe. I mean, the only thing you'd worry about is 2 Raxes, and they're still possible to defend because, I mean, drones are faster than Marines, so you can surround them pretty easily. So I do know where he is right now. I do see that with my Overlord. Overlords do actually have farther range than the command center and like nexuses and hatcheries and stuff. So if you get that Overlord in, you can actually see the command center before he sees your Overlord. Actually, they don't actually have more range than hatcheries because there's creep, but the nexus and command centers. So yeah, here comes 15 hatch right now. So pretty standard out of me. 1 rack so far out of Dark. He's not throwing down a second one yet. He did actually scout the wrong way, so yeah, he didn't see that Overlord when it came in. He's gonna be go finding me right now. And he's probably not going to be liking these positions too much. There is actually a little thing you can do as Terran. You can siege up right here and just drop Marines into the main. It's very annoying and hard to deal with, so there is still that part. So, I mean, it is balanced. It's not like it's a completely Zerg-favored positioning right here, so he can just, you know, bombard me from right there, so that's pretty good for him. So, yeah, the hatch going down now. No bunker going down, so he's going to be playing pretty standard. He only threw down 1 rack, so there's the orbital. So he is probably going to go into reactorJeLLy, and he does have that gas up. And another supply depot there to block off this ramp. So yeah, what this does, it actually, I don't know, I don't really like this wall because I kind of feel like it's more prone to bailing busts if I were to do one, so I don't like it so much, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So we should be seeing that factory going down right after the supply depot finishes. Pretty good timing there by him. He does have that build down pretty solid, and yeah, there goes that factory right now. So going to be going for reactorJeLLy in fairly standard opening. It works really well against Zerg, even if you see it coming. It does. You can contain the Zerg and stop the creep from spreading, so it does work out pretty well. As for myself, I got my speed on the way, pulled off drones, so I don't wanna gas up too much. I want to get as many drones out as I can. And if you're a Zerg and you suspect that reactorJeLLy, I should say, all you really need to do to deal with that, I mean, a lot of people say go roaches and like get a few roaches, but I think it's a little bit of a waste. I mean, just get 2 spines, and you're completely protected, and you can drone up as hard as you want, and the Hellions shouldn't really do that much damage to you. Now, if he goes blue flame is when you should probably try to go roaches, but I mean, other than that, spine crawlers and speedlings will deal with it just fine, and queens as well. So yeah. So I really do want to, when you're in these close air positions, you do want to get your Overlord spread out along here just so you can watch for drops coming. Really, really important if you catch those drops. So you do want to do that, and you want to have them all over the map anyway in any matchup, but especially if you're in these close air positions because the Terran are more likely to use the drops in this case. So he's going to be going to reactorJeLLy into expand, so it's very standard build out of him. Really good economic opening. He's not going to be very far behind. I've looked at the income tab. He's actually ahead right now, which is kind of bad on my part. I think I linged up a little bit too hard. I got 6 lings. I probably should have only gotten 2. I usually only like to get 2, but I didn't really know what to expect, so I just kind of made a bunch. Kind of bad on my part. You don't really want to make blindlings, but anyways. So we do have the speedlings coming in now. They are going to see this reactor and the Hellions, so they know exactly what's up right now, so I should be throwing down. Yeah, my 2 spawns are actually almost done. I kind of instinctively put those down just because Terran's going to be aggressive in the early game either way. Well, they should be, or else you're just going to get really far ahead of them. So at this point, there's not really much to do here other than to you can either take your 3rd or you can just wait for the Hellions and try to get us around on the Hellions. Because if you get rid of these Hellions, you pretty much have map control. You know, you have nothing to worry about. They aren't going to be aggressive at all. They're not going to have the units, so you can pretty much take your 3rd and drone up as hard as you want. So the Hellions are going to come in right now. They're going to get poked by the spawn crawler, so they're not going to be able to actually get in and do any damage. But what the goal here is that you want to just use these Hellions and do this, like stay on the outside of the creep. He's actually letting them get fairly damaged. He lost 1 Hellion, which is kind of bad. But You just want to stop the creep spread from happening and deny the third, so you can catch up economy-wise. See, he's going to have a second orbital right now. He's going to have double SCV production, so he's going to catch up in drones pretty hard. Alright, problem solved. I had some FPS issues, but we're good now. So yeah, so like I was saying, these Hellions are just here to stop the creep, stop the third, and that way you can just catch up really fast and econ and actually be ahead of the Zerg in some cases. Like if we look at the income tab right now, I'm a little bit ahead, but he has double mule right now, and I mean I can't grab a third because this Hellion's just going to deny it, so it is really hard to deal with. I am getting my 4 gases right now, so I should be getting layer tech fairly soon and going muta. I did actually get my gas a little bit late, as my minerals are pretty high, so that is a little thing I do have to watch out for next time. But right now, I'm trying not to overproduce lings. I have enough here just to scare the Hellions. I mean, he's got 7 Hellions. That'll probably deal with this amount of lings pretty easily, but I mean, I just don't want him to come into my mineral line or trying to run by into the main. I want to get the surround on before that. And there's something else you can do if you're gonna be getting Evo anyway, so you might as well just throw it down just to make that choke a little bit smaller. You see now the Hellions have to come all the way around here, and the Eller have to come in here or here, which, I mean, they really don't want to do because they're just going to get too many shots off with the spawn crawlers. So that's a really good little thing that you Zergs should do. You should be putting up these Evos just to cut down your choke a little bit. It works really well. So from Dark, we see Starport coming out right now. He's going to be putting that on the reactor, so he's going to be going into Tank Marine, it looks like. He's getting Tank and Siege mode right now, and he's going to have Reactor Medevac, so he's going to be looking to do an early push, it does look like. He's getting Combat Shield as well, so he's going to have a pretty early push coming out of this. His Stim's already done, so he's just going to wait for Combat Shields. As soon as Combat Shields is done, I expect he'll move out. Adding on a couple of racks, didn't actually put any add-ons on them, which I don't know, it's kind of a good thing because he needs all the gas he has for tanks and medevacs, so he kind of can't really afford the gas for the add-on, so it is pretty smart by him just to add on the racks and not actually put the add-ons on them. So yeah, so I did a second Overlord right here, just see what he was doing. I know exactly what's up right now. I see that Siege mode researching, and I see the Marines here and the barracks, so I know what he's coming with, so I should be ready for this. Spire's on the way right now. These Hellions are still being pesky and denying my scouting, denying my scouting by ground. I do have Overlords, but denying my creep spread, denying my third. So I'm in a pretty tough spot right now. I mean, all I have is Lings and Banes. He's going to have a Tank Marine push coming fairly soon. I don't think I'm going to have Mutas in time, because I mean, Combat Shields is pretty much done. He's going to be pushing out fairly soon, as soon as he gets enough Marines, I guess. And what he really wants to do here, these Hellions, he should actually be saving these with his push, because you're going to want to, I mean, these are going to make the push so much stronger, because they can just suck up all the Banelings, essentially, and I mean, they're going to do a lot of damage if they, he actually does lose one, though, so I mean, the more Hellions he loses, he's actually, he's going to actually get the Hellions surrounded right now. The Lings are actually coming in. They are going to get the surround on the Hellions. He's going to lose a lot of Hellions right here, and this is really bad. This is going to make his push a lot weaker than it was going to be before. If he saved these Hellions and let them be with the push that he has building right here, I mean, think of how much stronger this would be against Ling Bane if it had 7 more Hellions in it. I mean, that's a really big loss by him, and it actually lets me grab my third as well, so bit of a misstep there by him. He probably should have saved those Hellions. That would have been the smart move there, but nonetheless, he does have a pretty strong army coming up soon. He does have missile turrets down for the mutas, a little bit early, but I mean, if you don't really know the timing that well, you can just throw them down whenever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. And so yeah, all I'm stuck with now is Ling Bane. I do have the +1 carapace upgrade, which is very important as a Zerg. You do want to get that carapace upgrade if you know you're going against Tank Marine, because if you get that +1, that means the tanks don't one-shot your Lings, and that's a big deal. I mean, they would have to get vehicle weapons 1 to one-shot your Lings again, and I mean, they're not going to do that this early, so getting that carapace first actually really helps in dealing with these pushes, because you get more Lings in to surround your opponent's units, which means you can get more Banelings to go off, so it does work really well. Right here, I'm trying to be a little bit smart. I'm trying to split up my army a little bit so I can get a flank, so yeah, you don't want to do that as Zerg as well. I mean, if they siege up right here, and send the Marines down here, and you can flank that, I mean, you're in great position. So I do have these mutas. I didn't get too many. I don't want to go too muta heavy this game. I tend to, a thing I do a lot is overmake mutas. Like, I'll have 30 mutalist, and I mean, yeah, they're good for harassing and stuff, but once they just come and attack you, you kind of can't deal with it, because mutas just aren't good enough against this composition, like in a straight up fight. So you kind of want to watch your muta count a little bit, judge based on what's going on, how many you should get. So yeah, he does have a lot of Marines coming out right now. He doesn't have any upgrades yet, which is good. He does have +1 weapons on the way, but I don't think that'll be done in time for this push. He's just going to try to siege up, like I was saying before. He's going to siege up right here. I don't know if he's going to elevate or not. He has a lot of medevacs. He could easily elevate a lot of Marines into my main here, but he's actually deciding to go around this way. I don't know how he saw these units. That was really good by him. Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't have any detection over there, but He did see them nonetheless, so that was a very good pick up there by him, but he does actually let a lot of Marines get hit by the Banelings there, so he took a big loss to his army. I'm actually miscontrolling my mutas a little bit, and I brought him a little bit too close. And oh wow, he baits the mutas in, and 5 mutas go down really fast, so that's kind of bad for me. He did lose a lot of Marines though to those Banelings, which is huge. I've looked at the army count right now. Mine's actually ahead of his right now, so that's not what he wants. That isn't what he wants right now, but he's grabbing a 3rd, so he's keeping up with me in economy. And I mean, I can't drone right now because I know that push is there and I have to deal with it. So, I mean, I kind of have to make Lings and Mutas and Banes. I can't really afford to drone too hard. So I can't really saturate that 3rd. But he's coming with another push here. He just have 5 tanks right now, and that's a lot of tanks. They're going to be able to take out pretty much all these Banelings fairly easily if he focus fires. The big if is if he focus fires. And I do know this right now. He did take out my creep tumor. And he's actually doing a really good job of containing me and not letting me spread creep this game. He's coming in with some Marines right now, but that's just too many forces right there. There's Banelings and Lings just overrunning this entire army, and yeah, the Marines are just running away. They're not attacking. Nothing's getting taken out. The Mutas did come in from the back to take out the tanks, and these Marines are just stuck in no man's land. He should be picking these up right now and just bringing them away, but they actually get surrounded, and a big Baneling hit right there, taking out pretty much all the Marines. These Marines are getting surrounded. They're not going to be able to do anything here, and yeah, the Lings and Banelings just take out this entire army, so that's really, really bad for him. He lost a lot of units right there, and that's really not what you want to happen as a Terran player. Trading with a Zerg is just a terrible idea, and now, I mean, since that army got destroyed, that means I can drone up as hard as I want. I do see 5 more drones now on the way. We're going to be seeing a lot more after that. Because, you know, as a Zerg, if you kill a whole army, you know you're safe. So you might as well just drone and kind of try to counterattack and stuff and see if you can get any scouting information in. So right now I do have the +2 carapace on the way. I don't have the +2 melee on the way yet. I kind of put that off a little bit. But I'm just kind of droning up. I'm getting some mutas right now. I'm starting to saturate my 3rd. I should be grabbing a 4th. Yeah, my 4th is actually down right now. So grabbing a 4th base, trying to keep ahead in bases against the Terran, which is exactly what you want to do. You don't want to be on even bases. The Terran economy is just going to be too much better than yours, essentially, because, I mean, they just have mules and stuff. So a Ling run by here, but this Planetary should be able to deny this pretty easily. Lings against a Planetary is not a good fight for the Lings. The Planetary is just, look at how fast it kills the Lings off. I mean, at this point, I'm just trying to kill SCVs, but I do have to get out of there because I'm just not doing enough damage and I'm not being very economical right now. So he does just repair that back up to normal and no damage done. So at this point, I mean, he's got 3 base. That's all he really needs, essentially, to deal with me right now. But his army count is a lot lower since he lost that attack earlier on. And I'm just starting to get my creep spread up now. That's really important. You do want to do that. I mean, I've been under a lot of pressure this game, which means that I haven't been able to put up creep spread because he had Hellions outside my base and he had tanks and stuff. So it's been hard to get a creep spread, but he does have a couple Marines running here to my 4th now, so this does look pretty undefended, so I do think it's probably going to go down, because these Marines are going to take this down pretty quick. My army is running over right now, and a lot of drones are actually coming over at the same time, but this hatchery does look like it's going to go down. Actually, the Lings are getting here, we don't know. No, it does look like it's going to go down. Yeah, the hatchery does go down, so these Marines did their job. Took out the hatchery, denied the 4th, which means we're still on even bases, which is really bad for me, but he did lose a lot of medevacs. I don't know why exactly he brought the medevacs over. I feel like he could have done that without the medevacs. I mean, that's a lot of gas he just lost right there. He just lost 4 medevacs. So that's pretty big. I feel like that wasn't really worth it, because I mean the hatchery was like just done, but didn't have any drones here. He didn't kill any drones, so I mean he didn't really do that much damage. He does have a command center floating out to the gold right now, which is smart. He is staying even bases. He's doing a very good job in that matter. But his gas is just so high right now. He should be throwing down some Thors or something. I mean, he's got vehicle weapons 1 on the way right now, so that's all right. And he has that armory, so I mean he should be grabbing some Thors. He should actually have another factory, at least 1 more factory. I mean he's on 3 base, almost 4 at this point, so I mean there's nothing wrong with having more than 2 factories. You can do that, and actually a lot more racks. So he should be throwing some of that down fairly soon. He does have a lot of SCVs transferring over to his gold right now. A lot of mules on the gold, which is really what you want to do. I mean, leave your SCVs at these bases here and let the mules mine the gold, because they'll just mine it out so quick, and you'll get so many minerals. So, really good by him. He's getting another planetary, and I mean, this is pretty much impregnable at this point. I mean, look at all these missile turrets. The mutas won't do anything. The tanks are going to stop banelings, and the planetary is going to stop pretty much everything except air. So, that is a pretty impenetrable defense right there. We have a lot of Banelings right here, though. I don't know what I'm planning on doing with these. He did actually see them with that Marine, so he is going to be ready for this. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be able to take out of this. Why is he sending SCVs over here? He's getting a lot of bunkers up, but I mean, the Lings just run in now, and what's going to happen here? The Banelings are coming around the other way, so a lot of SCVs are going to go down here. They have nowhere to go. They're just running straight back, and the Banelings are going to catch up, and so many SCVs getting taken out right there. Wow! If you look at the income tab right now, it's 67 over 46. So a lot of SCVs were taken out in that attack right there. So really good pickup there. That's really important. You have to do that. Luckily for the Terran, though, he actually lost the missile turret as well. But luckily for the Terran, he does have those mules, so a loss to his economy like that, to the SCVs, isn't too much of a big deal. He's actually falling behind on his his mules quite a bit, so that's kind of bad for him. But nonetheless, he is still in this game. He does have a lot of Marines and tanks coming out to the right side of the map. He's going to go after my 4th again. I do see this with links, though, so I'm going to be ready for this. Those were actually, I think they were scouting links, and yeah, now we see the entire army moving. And if you look at the army tab, I mean, I'm ahead by about 40 food, so I should be able to deal with this attack fairly easily. The Lings are running in, the Banelings running in, the Mutas are coming in to target the tanks, which is perfect. And look at how many Marines get taken out by those Banelings, losing almost nothing, and all the Mutas are dealing with the tanks, so really good there by me. It took out that army pretty easily. He does have some medevacs going into my 5th base, but there's no actual Marines in them, so it's not really a threat. He's actually just giving away medevacs, and I mean, he's not doing a very good job of keeping his tanks and his medevacs alive, which is really what you have to do as a Terran to stay in the game. I mean, you're just losing so much gas when you do that. I mean, yeah, sure, he's floating 2K right now, but I mean, think of how much better his army would be if he never lost all those units. I mean, he could have probably won by now. So you do want to keep those units alive. 14 more drones on the way. Ultralisk Cavern also on the way, so going into Ultra here is really good against Marines. I mean, Ultras live forever against Marines. They don't even have +3 yet. They're just getting it now. And I mean, I have +3 armor and chitinous plating on the way. So yeah, these Ultras are going to do a lot of damage to these Marines. They're just going to stay alive forever, and a lot of spines going down. And this is what you want to do. I actually watch a lot of ST games, and he does this as well. Like, the more spread out he gets like this, he just throws down static defense everywhere, because then, I mean, it'll shut down drops fairly well. So I do like that there. I would encourage people to do that if you're gonna play these long macro games as a Zerg. You do want to throw down some spines. I mean, it's really not that it's not that big of an economic hit. I mean, it means you don't lose as many mutas dealing with drops, and you just replenish the drones pretty easily. You're going to have an excess of minerals anyway, so you might as well just throw up some spines. And actually coming into the 4th base here with an attack, I don't really agree with this. There's so many tanks here, and they're doing a lot of damage to the Lings and Banes. And look at that, the whole pack of mutas get taken out, but the Banelings are actually running in here, and they're going to go for the SCVs, and they're doing a lot of damage to the SCVs right now, a lot of SCVs going down, and they're actually going to target the Planetary. Oh, the Planetary's so close to death, and all the 3 last Baneleys come in, and actually the perfect amount of Baneleys to take out that Planetary, so that is pretty big right there. He did lose a lot of mineral income when losing that Planetary, but he does still actually have a lot of minerals left at his natural that he's not mining from, so he should be doing that. He should be putting some mules on that just to get that mined out. I don't know why he's so short on SCVs here. I guess he transferred a lot over to that Planetary, but he just lost a lot of SCVs in that attack. He's actually counterattacking right now with a lot of Marines coming into the 4th base here, but they're getting surrounded by mutas, and here come the Ultras, so the Ultras are going to run in right now, and I mean, these Marines are just going to melt to the Ultras. He does have to pick them up and get them out of here. He does have 2 medevacs full and 2 more in another medevac, so he picked up a lot of the Marines and got a lot of them out of there, but no damage was done. I mean, he hurt a spine crawler, and that was it. At this point, he has a tech switch right now. You can't go Marine tank against Ultras. It's just not strong enough. You do have to get some Marauders in there or some air. You see 5 more Ultras on the way, along with pathogen glands, adrenal glands, and weapons level 2 with the armor level 3. So yeah, these Ultras are going to be really potent, and they're really good at taking out Planetaries. Just a note there for people who have trouble with Planetaries. Ultras really good. The Planetaries do almost no damage to the Ultras, so we do have actually a big drop coming out right now. He's going to probably be going in for my 5th base here, which is going to be fairly damaging actually, because that's 4 medevacs full of Marines against only like 3 spine crawlers essentially, because these 2 are pretty much out of the picture. So this could actually do a fair bit of damage here, and I'm grabbing a 6th base right here at the gold, but this I want to see how much damage this is going to do. There's nothing here to defend it except these 2 Ultras and an Infestor. And yeah, he's actually going to run in and target the Spine Crawlers straight away. And my army's actually running over there right now. So yeah, look at how much those Marines just destroyed those Spine Crawlers. I mean, Spine Crawlers are good for like single medevac drops, but I mean, they're not going to do anything against that amount of Marines. It's just retarded. And instead of actually attacking there, I actually counterattacked his base there, which is really good. This is something that not a lot of Zergs do. They say, oh, look, Terran has such a big army, and you're afraid to attack the base just because like, you get lured into the false sense of like the Terran just make you think they have a lot when they really don't. I mean, look what he has here. He has nothing. His base is getting taken out right here. That's 1 less orbital that he's going to have, which means he doesn't have any. He only has 2 orbitals. So this is actually going to get taken out if he doesn't lift it off very soon, and he actually does lift it off before it catches on fire. But now there's Ultras in his main, in the production facilities. All these Marines are here trying to take out these Ultras, but look at how long this Ultra's staying alive. I mean, like 20 or so Marines just went down. It didn't even die, so that's really strong there. And I mean, Ultra's just running around his main now and just taking out everything. More Marines trying to deal with the Ultralists, but I mean, they just don't do enough damage at this point. I mean, the Ultras have 6 armor actually, so I mean, that cuts the Marines' attack down to 3. So even as good as Marines are, they're not that good against Ultras. We do have another attack coming in here into the main, another group of forces coming in, and another counterattack actually coming into the third as well, so he's under fire from everywhere, and he doesn't have enough army to deal with this. His 5th base is actually under attack right now. He's floating the orbital away. I'm grabbing my 5th base back, and I have my 6th base up and running, so a lot of lanes coming here, just checking for expansions at this point. Just so I know exactly where I am. Taking out a lot of production facilities, a starport, a barracks, and a factory went down over here. This tech lab's going to go down. This barracks also will go down. And this barracks is going to go down, so he's going to have no production after this. And just Lings sitting here under the 5th base. I do expect them to attack somewhere else soon. But these planetaries do shut down Lings, but I mean, this many Lings with +2 and adrenal glands will take out a planetary. I mean, it's just inevitable. So we do have a lot of units here in the main, and there's the GG from Darkluo, because he just didn't have enough to deal with that. And I mean, that came back to him losing all those tanks and all those medevacs. I mean, you can't do that and expect to stay in the game against the Zerg. I mean, that's just too much gas that you're losing for essentially nothing. I mean, all those medevacs and tanks that he lost died to mutas, and I didn't really lose that many mutas in that case. I mean, I lost a lot of mutas because of bad control, which is something that I have to adjust. But I mean, even if I had that better control of my mutas, think of how much farther ahead I would have been in that game, and he just wouldn't have had a chance here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that game, and I should be bringing... I'll probably do a PvZ next, just because I haven't done a Protoss game in a little while. So thanks for watching, guys. Hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for more.